Do you really have to be in Philadelphia on Thursday?
I want to be with my baby.
And I want you at that meeting.
Oh, look, are we going to get into a fight about this?
I hope not, but we just may. Do you remember this?
Ryan for Congress.
Yeah.
Where did you unearth this relic?
Well, it wasn't very hard. I've got 7,000 of them left.
Well, it's not as if I didn't warn you.
Oh, I remember what you said very well. Pencils are boring. They remind people of going to school. You always did give good advice.
Oh, I used to.
Do you know what they used to say at the clubhouse? Hey, you got a problem? Don't ask Ryan. He's only the candidate. Ask Jill.
They used to say ask Jill a lot, didn't they?
Sure. Not only did she write that brilliant speech about the costs and delivery of health care services, but she knew what the candidate did with it.
It was in his shoes.
Well, it wasn't his shoes. That was the problem. That's what the speech was doing there to begin with. They were Dan Murphy's shoes, and he was 2 sizes bigger than me. But I had to have the shoes to deliver the speech, and I had to have the speech to keep the shoes on. But little did I know that it was the speech when I was stuffing him in the shoes.
You were lucky that someone was around.
Not someone. You. And I'm going to lead you a lot in the future.
Oh, Frank. I've got to be with Edmund when he goes through this trauma of that long trip to Philadelphia. And all those tests and medical examinations. A baby needs to be held in familiar arms. Needs to hear a familiar voice.
Look, I got a hunch. Why don't you go over there, pick up that phone and call Seneca?
Why? What kind of hunch?
No, just call. Look, both you and I know that Edmund is not in a critical condition. Now tell Seneca to rearrange that appointment. I really want you at that meeting.
Okay. This is turning out to be a contest between you and Seneca.
Please, call.
I don't want to do this. I mean, I don't want to set up more rows between you and Seneca and me right there in the middle. What if he insists?
Tell him he has no choice. Edmund is not in danger.
Hello?
Hi, it's me.
Yeah, I know.
Seneca, I have a question about the trip to Philadelphia and the medical evaluation of Edmund's symptoms.
Don't ask him, honey. Tell him.
Jill, are you still there?
Yeah, sure I am. Look, do you think that we could postpone Edmund's evaluation for maybe a day or two?
Postpone it? Look, Jill, I mean, maybe you don't understand. Dr. Wade is hands down the most distinguished diagnostician in this field. She did me an enormous courtesy by making the appointment. Besides, I don't want to wait even one day to see if my son has a serious postoperative complication. I mean, what could be more important, Jill? Jill? Is Frank making some kind of demand on you?
No, look, it's nothing, Seneca. It's really nothing. Of course, I'll make the trip with Edmund. And you. My son comes first.
Yeah, well, that was my hunch. I knew he'd put you in that position, and he'd use your son to do it.
What exactly does that mean?
Dee, would you like to hear something?
Yes, I would like to hear you say, Delia, I'm going to be there when you get married. I'm going to be there with you.
Why don't you sit a minute? Listen. Childbirth without pain is not childbirth without effort. And a woman must be imbued with the thought that she is essentially responsible for the success or failure of her own childbirth. She will be amply rewarded for her efforts by the inexpressible joy of having contributed to the birth of her child, of being the first to cast eyes on its puckered features, the first to hear its cries. How's that strike you?
That strikes me as perfect Mary Ryan. Don't you ever do anything without reading about it first?
Not if it matters to me, and not if the book will help. You ought to try 'em, books. They really don't bite.
Yeah, I will. In fact, after I get married, I'm going to have a lot of time for reading and a lot of other things. You know, I want to be a better person. I really do.
Well, it's not in books, the being better. I just thought you might be interested because you're carrying a child, too. You are carrying a child, aren't you?
Yes, I am, and I want that child to be born right and raised right and be part of a good family, and there are going to be a lot of books in my house.
The answer's no, dear. No me at the wedding.
You know, I really don't understand you. You're a part of a good family, big, strong family, Johnny Ryan's good family. And I thought you're supposed to support your brothers and your sisters. I know you don't like me. Mary, I'm not asking you to be at that wedding for my sake. But please be there for Pat. See, if you're not there, it's going to be treated like a dirty little secret, and nobody's going to care, and no one will accept it.
But it is.
Mary, I really don't have to listen to any of this.
Delia, a wedding is a celebration. Now I ask you, what would I have to celebrate in the judges' chambers? The triumph of Delia and her unborn hostage over common sense and real love? I think I'll pass on that one.
I don't know what I thought you would say. Maybe you should marry your brothers because you're the only bride that you would approve of.
Marry who? Have you two been at it again?
Oh, my.
I can see everyone's a little agitated. It's all I can see.
Yeah, well, Mary's not going to be at the wedding.
Well, I know her preferences, Delia.
Yeah, but she's treating this like a dirty little secret.
Delia, why don't you go and look in on little John, hmm?
Okay, well, Delia doesn't win, huh? Delia never wins.
Really, Mary?
I know what you're going to say, Ma, but I will not dignify that wedding with my presence.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
Oh, don't I? Weren't you going to say, Mary, for the sake of Pat and the rest of the family, come to the wedding?
No, I wasn't going to say that at all. I was going to say you don't have any choice in the matter of your child that I raised. You know, Mary, when I was growing up, I had an older brother, your Uncle Connor, who was a holy terror. From the day that he stood upright, everyone said, oh, watch out for that Connor, he's trouble. And sure enough, before he was a grown man, he did something terrible foolish. I won't say what, but it was every bit as bad as anything that Delia's ever done. And he was so ashamed of himself. He hid. He didn't come home for a week. And when he did come home, I'll never forget the scene. He walked in the door, and my father took one look at him and roared, where in the name of heaven, boy, have you been? And Connor said, well, I knew you were mad at me. And I was so ashamed, I thought maybe I didn't have a home here anymore after what I'd done. And my father pulls himself up to the full height of his Irish hair, and you said, damn right I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you right this minute for not having come home. You know, Connor, you can be the fool in this world and heap all kinds of disgrace on your head and your family's head, but if you don't know that you've always got a home here, you're not any son of mine. Because our love for you is built on no conditions whatsoever. And Connor cried. I mean, almost a grown man, and he cried.
Ma, I don't think that applies.
Don't you know?
No, I'm not putting any conditions on loving Pat. I'm not saying I won't be your sister if you marry Delia.
Aren't you?
Jill, Seneca is using your son as a wedge between us and our future. Now, I need you, and I need your help. I've never made a move politically without you, and the men who have helped me know that. They know what you mean to me, professionally and personally. They also know why the campaign blew up last summer. And that's why I need you beside me right from the beginning. Now, I thought you understood all that.
I do understand it. But you don't understand that I have a baby, and not just any baby, but an extraordinary baby with extraordinary strengths and extraordinary problems. And sometimes that child is going to take precedence over other areas in my life. Please, please don't make an issue of this.
Well, I don't think I'm the one who's making an issue of it. I think Dr. Bolak is.
Oh, come on, Frank.
Do you want to know how this whole thing strikes me? Seneca doesn't really believe that we are real, that we really love each other, that we really want to make a go of it. And because he doesn't, because you haven't told him forcefully enough, he arranges everything for his own purpose. No, Jill, he's using that baby. And he will continue to use that baby until you put a stop to it.
You don't understand.
What? I'm a politician. And it's my business to make people choose me, and I know about manipulation, and I know he is manipulating you.
Can't you believe that this baby is important to me? More important than almost anything else?
The baby is not the issue, Jill. It's Seneca and what he wants from you, and the lengths he'll go to get what he wants from you.
No, Edmund is the issue. He is very small and very delicate. And unless I can ride every mile to Philadelphia, cradling him in my arms, and be with him when he goes under those bright lights for that examination, I am going to be a miserable person and of no use to you at all, politically or otherwise.
Jill, this is not a critical situation.
It might be. It might be my son's life.
I don't believe it.
Let me tell you something. Frank Ryan is not going to dictate to me what I may or may not do. I mean, you may run the city or any part of it. You may even aspire to run the world.
Now, come on, Jill,
no,
will you?
I mean it, Frank. But you're not going to tell me how, when, and where to do what I think is best for my son. Now, I'll tell you something. I can't believe that you would make me choose. It is so unnecessary. There's enough room in the world for Frank Ryan and Edmund together.
Maybe. But there's not enough room for Frank and Edmund and Jill and Seneca. And there's not enough room in this world, in my humble opinion, for a man who uses his child to get what he wants.
It's not what Seneca wants. It's what I want. And I want the best for Edmund.
Well, which does not eliminate the fact that Seneca wants you.
What you reading?
I wasn't reading anything. Mary was reading to me. You know, Patty, she made me feel like I wasn't as good as her. I'll show her, I really will.
Hey, now listen. You gotta learn not to let that matter. It's gonna be rough for a while everybody gets used to the idea of us. You know that.
I don't think they're ever gonna get used to us at all. Mary's not gonna be at the wedding.
I didn't think she would be. I don't think you expected her to be either. Mary's Mary, and she knows what she thinks. You're just as strong as she is in your own way. But I got something to tell you.
What, is it good? I really have to hear something good.
Yes, it's very good. I talked to Clem, and I got a time. We can be married on Tuesday.
Really?
It was hard because we're so short-handed at the hospital. I don't know how we do what we do, but Clem said okay. Now, it's just a night and a day and a night, but it's all yours.
Thank you.
Ours.
Thank you. And, thank Clem, too. That really makes me feel a whole lot better.
Well, I hope so. And don't be too upset about Mary. She's gonna see sooner or later that we'll make this work.
Of course we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna get married whether she's there or not. I don't even have a bed for the apartment.
Well, that doesn't sound like too much fun.
Why don't we go to the best hotel in town? What is the best hotel in town?
Don't know. Bucky would know.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll go to the best hotel in town, and we'll get the bridal suite. I mean, they have bridal suites, don't they? Probably not. Oh, maybe I was just born at the wrong time, but that would be so romantic. Anyway, if we find a bridal suite, we can just sit there. We'll be surrounded by satin and by mirrors, and there could be this person serving us just for one day. And we could be served a very fancy breakfast, and then a fancy lunch, very light, of course, and then a fancy, fancy dinner with champagne. And then no one will be able to phone us because we won't have a phone. I mean, we won't even know the number ourselves.
Well, I'll say this. It sounds like just what we need. Might even be fun.
Fun. Of course it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have to make a lot of plans, though, so I'm going to write some things down on a pad. You see, I think that the ceremony should be kind of extra special. I mean, not just the words and the vows, but you'll see. Just go right ahead and listen to Mary. Everything's going to be just fine.
A happy Delia? Makes me want to check for my wallet.
Mary.
What was it you did to make Miss Delia all smiles?
Well, I got a time for the wedding. Just a night and a day and a night. Big deal, huh?
Be the biggest deal of all if it weren't for... No, Pat, don't tell me to shut up. I'll shut up myself.
Thank you.
I was just talking to Mother, and I realized you've been getting it from everybody, haven't you? From Faith and Bucky and Frank and Roger and me. I thought it must be pretty lonely these days, being Pat Ryan.
Well, I won't kid you, it ain't been easy. Nobody seems to understand how I feel about the baby. No, that's not right to say. They understand, but I can see them all thinking, Patrick is so responsible, he's crazy. But I'm not. I was raised in the belief that you do what you must or you have a hard time looking in the mirror in the morning.
I know, remember? I was raised in the same house.
Is it a curse or a blessing, being Orion?
Oh, well, sometimes I think it's a mixed curse. You know, Pat, you and I have always been close in a different way. Just so used to laying things out with you. You wouldn't know me if I didn't walk up to you and paste you in the chops whenever I thought you were doing something dumb.
Oh, no. I've still got some scars, but I think I've given as good as I got.
Sometimes better. I've still got scars, too, from that day I borrowed that stupid moth-eaten coonskin cap of yours.
You didn't borrow it. You stole it, and it wasn't stupid. It was a genuine replica of Davy Crockett's legendary coonskin
could
cap.
say, liar, liar, your pants are on fire.
I could say I'm rubber and you're glue and everything you say.
But instead, I'll just say, I'll be at your wedding.
Really?
I'll be there. Not for Delia, and not for another thing on this earth. But I'll be there for you.
Thank you. You know, I'm a pig-headed person, and I can't even touch Frank in that department, but I think you're the toughest one in the litter. Your being there will mean a lot to me. Thanks.
May I? Yeah, certainly. Could use a break. Not very good at making too few people do too much work.
Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe this'll help.
Ryan for Congress. You looking for my vote?
No, not today.
Well, you can have my vote. Just that you can't have my son.
And you can't have Jill.
And the two can't be divided, huh? Mother and son, is that it?
They can, if you'd help.
Well, I tell you, I don't really know why I should. I have the one thing that you don't have that matters most to Jill. The son that we made together, brought into the world together, we're going to raise the best way we know how, regardless of whose political career fails as a result.
Fails or succeeds, Seneca. You know, politics is a very funny business. We use babies. We kiss them. We smile and laugh, and it's worth a vote or two. But we don't use babies for blackmail.
I don't think I like that.
No. I didn't think you would, but that's just exactly what you're doing. Using Edmund to get Jill to do what you want.
Well, now, Frank, you may not understand this, not being the best father in the world, but I take being a father very seriously.
You know, that's just what I was wondering, physician. What do you take seriously?
business you're in, Frank, everybody you know, everything in it, it's all window dressing. It's a picture in the early edition of the Post. Candidate and family, Jillian and Edmund. This is a photograph for mileage on the political circuit. Well, see, I take Jillian and Edmund very seriously as people. And I don't think I could ever use either one of them, except for what's best for them.
Well, that's very fine and high sounding. You know, you're in the wrong business. You have a facility for speech making that puts me to shame.
Huh. I doubt that. Now, if you were a doctor, you would realize that in a premature infant, asymmetry in the alignment of the pupils is a symptom of possible serious complications, and you wouldn't want to waste any time. And you'd want the mother to accompany the infant, and you would want to see the best doctor available.
Right. And if you were a politician, Doctor, you'd know that there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get a vote. And I believe you're one of those people.
Jill is going to Philadelphia, and I'm going to be my son's father. Get used to that.
Oh, I can get used to anything. As long as it's not as patently dishonest as you are. Take that as a warning.
I don't like threats.
Good. Maybe you'll have a little trouble sleeping tonight.